তুমি তো ঠাকুর, তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানহ মোরে। सर्वस्व तुम्हार चरणे संप्रिया, थोड़ी तुम्हार घरे। तुम्ही तो ठाकुर, तुम्हार कुकुर बोलिया जाना हो मोरे। बंदिया निकाते हमारे पालिबे, रहिबो तुम्हारा द्वारे। प्रतिभा जाने रे हस्ते न दीबो, राखिबो गडे राज्य पारे। सर्वस्व तुम्हार चरणे संप्रिया, ओडीची तुम्हार घरे। তুমি তো ঠাকুর, তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানো মোরে। तब निज जाना प्रसाद सेविया, उच्चिष्ट की बेजहा। अमार भोजन परमानंदे, प्रतिदिन हवे ताहा। सर्वस्व तुम्हार चरणे संप्रिया, ओढीचे तुम्हार घरे। তুমি তো ঠাকুর, তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানা মোরে। বসিয়া শুইয়া তোমার চরণা, সিন্ধি বসাটা আমি। নাচতে নাচিতে নিকাতে যাইব, যখন ডাকিবে তুমি। सर्वस्व तुम्हार चरणे संप्रिया, ओडीची तुम्हार घरे। तुम्ही तो ठाकुर, तुम्हार कुकुर बोलिया जानो मोरे। নিজের পোষণ কাবু না ভাবিব, রহিব বাবের পুরে। भगति विनोदा तुम्हारे पालका, बोलिया वरण कोरे। सर्वस्व तुम्हार चरणे संप्रिया, कोडीची तुम्हार घरे। तुम्ही तो ठाकुर, तुम्हार कुकुर बोलिया जानो मोरे। हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा, प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय जय गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव, गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौरव हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा।
Wonderful, it's a wonderful bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. The translation goes like this: Now that I have surrendered all I possess, I fall prostrate before your house. You are the supreme Lord. Kindly consider me your household dog. Chain me nearby and maintain me as you will. I shall remain at the doorstep and allow no enemies to enter your house. I will keep them at the bounds of at the mount surrounding your home. Whatever remnants your devotees leave behind after honoring your prasad will be my daily sustenance. I will feast on those remnants with great ecstasy. While sitting up, while lying down, I will constantly meditate on your lotus feet. Whenever you call, I will immediately run to you and dance in rapture. I will never think of my own maintenance, but rather remain transported by a multitude of ecstasies. Bhakti Vinod Thakur accepts you as his only son. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रतां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। अष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैसिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने वर्तसे नमः। नमो ब्रह्मण्याय देवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। हे परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षा सा भाग्यवन्तं शुचे। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, Lilananda Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity and inspiring all of us to read Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Window from Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Jagat Vila, Jagannath Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Silpa Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for scheduling this session. Hare Krishna, Subara Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Saraswati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for joining. Lavanya Mataji, Swapna Mataji, and Madhavi Mataji, thank you so much for joining today's session. So today I'll be trying to repeat whatever Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in this purpose. So there are purpose are little bit, some purpose are little bit bigger. You see, you'll break the purpose into smaller thing and see what Prabhupada has to say in this context. We are reading Canto 8. It's a beautiful canto where there are so many stories of so many stories of the Krishna has been mentioned over here, and we are in the chapter 5, the demigods appearing to the Lord. So today we will be seeing text number 19 till text number 32. We'll be seeing today. So text number, let me see. First one I will be reading later. devotees can participate. So text number 19. So verses I'm reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam book. The only translation and purpose I will be sharing on the screen. So text number 19 and 20 I will be reading. Sa vilokayendra vayu adin nihasatvan vigataspravan lokan amangala prayan asuran ayata vibuhu samahitena manasa samsmaran purusham param guvacho phula vadano devan sa bhagavan param. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Upon seeing that the demigods were bereft of all influence and strength, and that the three worlds were consequently devoid of auspiciousness, and upon seeing that the demigods were in an awkward position, whereas all the demons were flourishing, Lord Brahma, who is above all the demigods and who is the most powerful, concentrated his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, being encouraged, he became bright-faced and spoke to the demigods as follows. Purport. After hearing from the demigods the real situation, Lord Brahma was very much concerned because the demons were unnecessarily so powerful. When demons became so powerful, the entire world is placed in an awkward position because demons are simply interested in their own sense gratification and not in the welfare of the world. Demigods or devotees, however, are concerned with the welfare of the all living beings. Srila Rupa Goswami, for example, left his ministership and went to Vrindavana for the benefit of the entire world. Lokanam hitakari karanav. This is the nature of the saintly person or demigods. Even impersonalists think of the welfare of all the people. Thus, Brahma was very much concerned at seeing the demons of the power. So far, we have seen the four manvantras were being explained by Sukadeva Goswami, and in the four manvantras, Gajendra Moksha Leela that has happened, the fourth manvantra was in greater detail but explained. So the chronological order of the manus are being described by Sukadeva Goswami, and wherever there is necessity, wherever there is a relation with Krishna, the pastimes are being clearly explained by Sukadeva Goswami. So in this chapter, Sukadeva Goswami will now continue to describe the later manvantras to Parikshit Maharaj. So what have we like in the yesterday's what we have seen? So Parikshit asks the question four questions again. Why and how did Lord Vishnu churn the milk? So in this manvantara, Parikshit Maharaj asks a question about the milk churning or the milk portion. So Samudra Manthan Leela is being described in the further chapters. Why did he stay in the water as the tortoise and hold up the Mandara mountain? How did the Devatas obtain the nectar? What other things were produced on the journey? To this question, Sukadeva Goswami goes on to explain how Indra offends the Devata. So how Indra offends the Durvasa Muni. As you all know, Durvasa Muni was a partial representation of Shiva. He has a lot of anger. So it is the last thing to disturb Durvasa Muni, to offend Durvasa Muni. You know how Durvasa Muni was almost angry. It is not easy to please Durvasa Muni. Only few people could please. One of them was Kunti Devi, who got divine blessings, and how Pandavas were born. We all know that. So to satisfy Durvasa Muni is very difficult, and Indra offended Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa gives a curse. So due to the Durvasa Muni's curse, the Devatas lost in a fight with the demons. So offending a Brahmana is offending a Brahmana or a Vaishnava. Vaishnava Aparadam. So what is the cause of what is the result of doing the Vaishnava Aparad? So the entire power of the Devatas has come down. Not only that, the powers of the demons got increased because they are satisfying their Guru Sukracharya. So the three worlds became poverty stricken and all rituals and sacrifices could not be performed. Then Seeing this, devatas approached Lord Brahma. So Brahma, Indra, Varuna, and other devatas, not finding any solution, went to Lord Brahma on the peak of the Sumeru mountain. They offered obeisances and informed him of all what had happened. To this, in this 19th and 20th sloka, Brahma gives response. Brahma gives response as compassion. He was compassionate. Lord Brahma was very much concerned because the demons were unnecessarily so powerful. So through Brahma only, entire material world creation is being happened. He is a secondary creator. So the demons, if they become unnecessarily powerful, there is a problem in this as a problem in maintaining this world. As you can see in this Kali Yuga, there's so many demons out this Kali Yuga today. How the people are exploiting their natural resources, how the people are exploiting all the all the other relationships, whatnot. So you can see how problematic is today's world is because the demons are becoming unnecessarily powerful. So demons are simply why? Because the demons are simply interested in their own sense gratification and not in the welfare of the world. Though demigods sometimes does certain mistakes, though the demigods maintain certain mistakes, they look after the welfare of the whole world. So we get rains because of the Varuna Deva, we get light because of Surya, all those things we can see. But no demon is doing any welfare for this world except for the sense gratification. Yesterday was an auspicious day of appearance of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. So he is considered to be the Vyasdeva, Vyasdeva incarnation. Vyasdeva is given the Srimad Bhagavatam, which we are all reading right now. And Vrindavan Das Thakura has given Chaitanya Bhagavata. So in this Chaitanya Bhagavata, he goes on to explain the compassion of Sri Advaita Acharya. So, big story cut short, Sri Advaita Acharya, as you all know, is incarnation of Vishnu. So he is always compassionate towards the fallen souls. So these Advaita Acharya, they all and all the other devotees, they appeared in Navadvip Dham. So in those days, Navadvip Dham was a center of the all philosophical knowledge. The people used to come there, learn the philosophical knowledge. You can see so many debates happening, which was the pastimes in those days, and how people used to learn all the Vedic knowledge in the Navadvip Dham. It's a central hub of the Vedic knowledge. But what happened? The people of the Navadvip have become materialistic. They are pious materialists. They are not impious, but they are mostly pious. So they are using they are using this Vedic knowledge to gain their own benefits. So they were worshipping the devatas, Chandi, Chamundi, or to that extent they were doing all those things. They are giving animal sacrifices. So such things were happening in the Navadvipa only for their own self gratification. And Advaita Acharya seeing this was not at all happy because this pious activity, these kind of things, they deity worship, sorry, what is called Devata worship, all these things is not the highest. As you know, in the Bhagavad Gita, worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is like only the recommended thing. But these people, Navadvip Dham people, are worshipping all the devatas only for their own welfare, their own sense gratification. And Advaita Acharya pledges to all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas present in Navadvip Dham, that I will make Lord Krishna to come in this material world. So he was very compassionate to seeing that all the fallen souls. And all these Vaishnava approached this Advaita Acharya and they were discussing how to preach this Krishna conscious movement. Like they did so many things. Even Advaita Acharya in the one of the time he was conducting Harinama Sankirtana so that by hearing the Harinama Sankirtana they can get attracted to this Harinama Sankirtana. But the pious Brahmanas who were there in this at that time were afraid that Mohammedans come and they chastise them, they kill them. They were afraid, and they go to the Mohammedans and then complain about Advaita Acharya that he is he is going against the injunctions of the Vedic scriptures. And out of his utter compassion, Acharya holds Tulsi and Ganga in his hand and worships the Salagrama and requests Krishna, "Oh Krishna, hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Deenabandho Jagatpati, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namostate." He cries for Krishna, and Krishna appears. Similarly, the same way, Devatas are also devotees. They appear, they go to the Brahma and say, "We have done such a mistake." And Brahma, being so compassionate to the fallen condition, goes to takes all these devatas to the Svetadip or milk ocean for rectification. Then here another example also is mentioned. The Srila Rupa Goswami, for example, left his ministry and went to Vrindavan for the benefit of the whole world. We are all called Rupanugas. So because of the Rupa Goswami, because of the effort of the Rupa Goswami, we have all the scriptures. If he were he would have been very comfortable sitting in Vrindavan. He would have got his Krishna Prema, and he would have gone back to Godhead. But that was not what Srila Rupa Goswami wanted. He wanted to show compassion to the entire world. Lokana the Karinao. So here we have to understand the mood of a preacher. So we are into this Krishna conscious movement. Yes, we are chanting we are chanting, we are having the sadhana, we are doing all the activities. Yes, but we have to be compassionate. So ultimately, the compassion is what one devotee should gather. The first compassion is towards oneself. We should be compassionate to ourselves. I'm a fallen soul. So we have to do exemplary sadhana. Second is we have to be compassionate to all the living entities in and around our locality. Try to introduce them to the Krishna consciousness movement. This is the nature of a saintly person or a demigod. Here, Prabhupada mentions, even impersonalists are thinking about the welfare of the people. What to speak of a devotees, Vaishnavas. So we all should think about the welfare of the people in general. Text number 21. So anyone would like to volunteer for translation of the text number 21? Any volunteers for yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madhuri.
Hare- Yes.
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you scroll down, Prabhuji?
Please read the translation and purport.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Brahma said, I, Lord Shiva, all of you demigods, the demons, the living entities born of perspiration, the living entities born of eggs, the trees and plants sprouts from the earth, and the living entities born from embryos, all come from the Supreme Lord, from his incarnation of Rajoguna, Lord Brahma, the Guna Avatara, and from the sages, rishis, who are part of me. Let us therefore go to the Supreme Lord and take shelter of his lotus feet. Purport. Some creatures are born from embryos, some from perspiration, and some from seeds. In this way, all living entities emanate from the Gunavatara of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ultimately, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the shelter of all living entities. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
In this text, we can see the devotees in utter dependence on the Lord. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham sarva papebhyo mokshayami masujaha. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "You all surrender unto me." So surrendering unto me means depend upon the Krishna. So dependence means we have to do our duty. That doesn't mean that we will become lethargic. No, we have to do our duty, give the results to Krishna. Results are given by Krishna. So we can see that Brahma is saying over here, I, means Brahma, all the demigods, the demons, the living being. There are many ways that bodies of the living being is come into picture. One is the living entities get born from the perspiration. So one example of the perspiration is, we can see Makaradhwaja, the son of Hanuman. So he is born of the perspiration. The living beings born of the eggs. We all know the eggs, like birds and many other things. The trees and the plants sprouting from the earth. The living entities born from the embryos, like human beings and the other animals, all come from the Supreme Lord. So, as per the Padma Purana, we all know there are 8.4 million species in a life in this creation. So, this is what Brahma is doing is, the living entities are being given by Vishnu or Krishna, and the bodies of 8.4 million bodies are being created by Brahma. Brahma is a secondary creator. Brahma gives the body. Original source is for Krishna. So we all know Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the ultimate, so supreme personality of Godhead. So like these devatas, we all have to be dependent on Krishna. The dependence, as we know, people think that dependence means losing our independence, losing our individuality. No, our shastras, Gaudi, especially any bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, does not say that surrender that means losing our independence. No. Krishna gives or acknowledges our independence. How? So let us see by an example. So there are all the devatas. How Krishna gives independence to the devatas. Brahma knows that Hiranyakashipu is an asura, right? He knows that Hiranyakashipu is an asura born in the wrong time. But Brahma is born to Hiranyakashipu. That's a peculiar boon. He should not be killed in this place, in that place, in this time, in this, all the things we all know. But did Brahma give that independence? Sorry, Krishna give independence to Brahma? Yes. Krishna has given the thought process to Brahma. And what happened? Then Hiranyakashipu was torturing the all the devatas. And ultimately, Lord has to come in the Narsimhadev. He takes the form of Narsimhadev. That you can see that nails. You can see the half man and half lion. All the rules which Hiranyakashipu has asked, satisfying all the boons. Lord has come to as a Narsimhadev. Do you think Lord cannot kill without the form of Narsimhadev? You could have come in any other form, right? So when Lord Ram was discussing with Hanuman the process of creation of the bridge. So when he was creating bridge to the Lanka, Hanuman asked, "Hey Lord Ram, can't you kill Ravana? Why are we creating this bridge over here?" And Ram says, "I am the Paramatma. I am seated in everyone's heart." So we all down Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna sits in everyone of the hearts as Paramatma, right? So the same Paramatma is sitting in the heart of Hiranyakashipu in the Ravana, right? So sitting inside the heart of the heart Ravana as Paramatma, I can switch off the heart of the Ravana. But why am I doing this? Because I wanted to engage all of you in this service. That was the reply given by Ram to Ravana. Sorry, Hanuman. Similarly, here Lord Krishna as Paramatma would have switched off the power supply for Hiranyakashipu. He would not have, he need not come as Narsimhadev. But why he is coming as Narsimhadev? Because he did not want to disrespect Brahma. He wanted to respect the independence of the Brahma, and he wanted to follow all the rules given by Brahma, and he came as Narsimhadev and killed Hiranyakashipu. So you can see how vigilant is Krishna towards that minute independence which we all have. And nextly, you can see over here how Brahma in this chapter we can see how Brahma is guiding all the devatas into Krishna consciousness, taking they're taking all the devatas to the Vishnu. But you can see over here, devatas are offending, right? Especially Indra, you can see Indra is transgressing the law of Krishna. What Krishna has mentioned, he is transgressing the law. He has offended great devotee of Durvasa. And not only that, Indra also tried to kill the Vrajavasis in the Govardhana Leela. You can see, right? So, why did Brahma take this Indra and all the devatas to Vishnu? He could have said, you are an offender at the lotus feet of the Krishna, you are a Vaishnava Aparada, you have done so many Vaishnava Aparadas. And especially, you can see in the other incidents also, you see what is called that instance of. So when Daksha Yajna was being done, Brahma was sitting over there, isn't it? So when Daksha was offending Shiva, Brahma was also sitting there. Did Brahma speak anything? Did Brahma interfere to Daksha and say, hey son, you should not be doing this. Shiva is Vaishnavana Metashambhav. It's a Vaishnava brother. You would have stopped it. But did Brahma stop? No. But when Shiva cuts the head of cuts the head of Daksha, and Brahma comes to Shiva. Hey Shiva, please, Daksha is very important for the sacrifice. Please forgive Daksha for all the offense he created. Please bring him to the life. He requested Shiva, and later you know how Daksha got the goat head. And when the Daksha, and even after this lifetime, when Daksha was reborn again, did he rectify himself? No. When he was again born as Daksha, he offended another Vaishnava, Narada Muni. But why Brahma is doing all these things? While Brahma is coming, supporting Vaishnava people who done Vaishnava Aparats. So he's saying the Krishna to compromise. He is asking Prithu Maharaj to compromise in Prithu Maharaj Leela, where Indra took the all the horses. He says, Prithu, you be satisfied with 99 horses. Let Indra be satisfied with that. He's asking Prithu Maharaj to compromise, Shiva to compromise, Krishna to compromise. So why is it happening? Have you ever thought about this? So His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was explaining in his one of his lecture that pure devotee does not need any claps or recognition. So Prithu Maharaj did not say, no, I want to become Indra. I want 100. 100 is a magical number. I am stuck at 99. I want to do this 100. Did Prithu Maharaj say? No. Did Shiva say, this Daksha is doing all this nonsense? I will not forgive him. Shiva did not say that. Shiva said, I wanted to teach this Daksha a lesson, and that's why I gave him a goat head. So Brahma knew that the devotees are not after this recognition. And not only that, through this, there are so many lectures, there are so many lessons that we can learn over here. Brahma is our Acharya. We are from the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So our Parama Guru, first Guru is Brahma. So what is Brahma teaching to all of us? The two lessons, first lesson is forgiveness and tolerance. There are people, all these devatas are not bad people. They know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. They are into the administration and they are welfare of the people of the material world. And Brahma knew it. And the most important for administration is forgiveness and tolerance. We all have to learn that we have to be forgiving, and tolerate. We have to tolerate bad sometimes. The second lesson which we can understand is, though Vishnu has reinstated Indra, Daksha, and all the people into the administrative places, they did not get one thing. What is the one thing which Indra did not get, which Daksha did not get? Krishna Prema. They did not get the Krishna Prema. They got all the things. They got their own glories, but they did not get the Krishna Prema. Vaishnavas, we all, what are we thinking about? Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine. We are after this Krishna Prema. So, when we do mistakes, if you don't, if we are not looking after Krishna Prema, what are we going to get? We are going to get successful in our material life. We become the CEO of the companies. We get multiple promotions. We will become multi-billionaires. We can get multiple plots. We can become successful in our material life, like Indra, all those things. But are we looking after that? No, we are after Krishna Prema. So we should be very cautious in dealing with the devotees. So when we should not do any devotee aparadha. So as Krishna was explaining, so Brahma knew that demons should not rule. He knows that Brahma knows that demons should not rule this world, and only Indra should rule irrespective of his mistakes. So as a devotee, what are we supposed to do? Should have quality sadhana. Our sadhana should be quality. Get up early in the morning. In the Brahma Muhurta, wake up, take the bath, do Mangalaharati, to perform the chanting, 16 rounds or whatever prescribed rounds we are doing. Complete your rounds before you go out of this house. Attentive. Read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, hear a lecture. So these are all quality sadhana. And this quality sadhana should become our sadachar. It should transform into sincere service. And most importantly, we should not offend any Vaishnavas. If you do all these things, Krishna Prema is very easily obtainable. It's very easy. So in the last class we are seeing where His Grace Lilananda Prabhu was saying, so we should not hear the blasphemy of a devotee. So if you are not doing any Vaishnava Aparadha, if you are doing your sadhana, it is very easy to get purified. So that is what our dependence should be on. Text number 22. Any volunteers for text number 22? Translation and Patha.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Padmavati, please.
Shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no one to be killed, no one to be protected, no one to be neglected, and no one to be worshipped. Nonetheless, for the sake of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, according to time, he accepts different forms as incarnations, either in the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, or the mode of ignorance. Shall I read the purport?
Yes, Mataji.
This verse explains that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is equal to everyone. This is confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9.29. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu stinat priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayi teteshu chapi aham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Although the Lord is impartial, he gives special attention to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashayata dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. The Lord has nothing to do with anyone's protection or destruction, but for the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material world. He apparently has to act either in goodness, in passion, or in darkness. Actually, however, he is unaffected by these modes of material nature. He is the supreme Lord of everyone. As a king sometimes punishes or rewards someone to maintain law and order, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although having nothing to do with the activities of this material world, sometimes appears as various incarnations according to the time, place, and object. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, Sukadeva Goswami explains about the impartial nature of the Supreme Lord. Actually, the Supreme Lord is impartial to all the demons and demigods. He is a Lord for the demons and them are the demigods. So here it is mentioned, no one is to be killed, no one to be protected, no one to be neglected, no one to be worshipped. So here impartial equality is mentioned in this verse. Supreme Personality of Godhead is equal to everyone. 9.29 says Sammoham Sarvabhuteshu. So he is impartial to whoever renders service to. But he is very favorable. He has a very favorites. Whoever worships and does service unto him is favorite for him. So, just like you can see, the parents are equal to the love of parents is equal to all the children, irrespective of whether the child is big, small, lady, or whatever it is. Parents have equal love towards the child, but they have extra favorite for a child who is obedient to them, isn't it? We see in traditional in olden days, the elder child used to look after the parents in the old days. So they used to take care of the elder child and with extra things because of the responsibility. So just like that, Krishna has a favorite in the persons whoever renders service to him. So if you want to please Krishna, you have to render service to him in a loving and devotional way. So just like here an example is mentioned, Prabhupada mentioned an example. As a king sometimes punishes or rewards someone to maintain law and order, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although have nothing to do with the activities of this material world, sometimes appears as a various incarnation according to time, place, and so just like you see, government is impartial to all the people, but at the same time they punish the miscreants and they give freedom to the other citizens who are law abiding. So here one thing we have to remember is the appearance, the incarnation of Krishna is the mercy of Krishna. So there are different mercies coming in different ways. The incarnation of Krishna is a mercy of the Krishna. In Kali Yuga, he is coming as a sound vibration in the form of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama. The sound incarnation is Krishna, which is a mercy given by Krishna to all of us. Second is Bhagavatam. We have Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. We have to read it. We have the association of devotee. This is a mercy of Krishna, incarnation of Krishna in the devotee root form. So there are so many ways Krishna is giving mercy to all of us. So we have to better utilize it in this lifetime. Text number 20. Hare Krishna, Subhara Prabhuji, you can read translation and highlighted text in purpose.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dana Pranam. Text 23. So, translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So you want me to read only the highlighted text, Prabhu?
Translation in full and highlighted text in purpose.
How is the time to invoke the mode of goodness of living entities who have accepted material bodies? The mode of goodness is meant to establish the Supreme Lord's rule, which will maintain the existence of the creation. Therefore, this is the opportune moment to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he is naturally very kind and dear to the demigods, he will certainly bestow good fortune upon us. The Krishna purports, highlighted elements of the purport. We can understand the situation of Kali Yuga through which we are now passing. He asked all living entities to surrender unto him. People have practically been unable to surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna came again as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to teach the entire world how to surrender unto him, unto Sri Krishna, and thus be purified. Surrendering unto lotus feet of Krishna means achieving complete purification. The age of Kali is full of unlimited faults. Indeed, it is just like an ocean of faults. But there is one chance, one opportunity. What is it? Kirtanadev eva Krishneya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajat. This is the opportunity of Kali Yuga. When Krishna appeared, he gave his orders, and when Krishna himself appeared as a devotee as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed us the path by which to cross the ocean of Kali Yuga. For 10,000 years, this era will continue. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is potent. is potent always, but it is especially potent in this age of Kali. Those who have accepted the task of spreading the Hare Krishna mantra in full Krishna consciousness should take this opportunity to deliver people very easily from the clutches of material existence. Our duty, therefore, is to follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and preach the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world very sincerely. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Why is it so glorious? Cheto Darpana Marjana. By chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one's heart is cleansed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said Cheto Darpana Marjana. To cleanse the core of the heart, which is full of misunderstanding, is possible only through Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. The leaders of Krishna consciousness movement should very seriously take the opportunity to be kind to the fallen souls by delivering them from the misunderstanding of material life. The material world is characterized by a struggle of existence, and survival of the fittest is well-known principle. But the poor souls in the material world do not know what is survival and what is fate. Simply by hearing Bhagavad Gita and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one becomes completely purified. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So this is one wonderful purport given by Srila Prabhupada. It's a big purport. So now is the time to invoke the mode of goodness and the living entities who have accepted the material world. The mode of goodness is meant to establish the Supreme Lord's rule, which will maintain the existence of the creation. Therefore, this is the opportune moment to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is naturally very kind and dear to demigods. He will certainly bestow good fortune. What Brahma is saying here is, so we all have to take the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he is mercy personified. So it's a very opportunate moment. What is the opportunate moment to surrender to Krishna? Every moment. So every moment we have to surrender to Krishna. Especially it is said that so the demigods here, they are in a frustrated position. They knew that they had committed some mistake. They could not rectify it, and they could not. There is a frustrated situation, and we all should learn from this. What is that? We all have to become frustrated in this material world. If you are not frustrated in this material world, we don't take shelter of the Krishna. We don't take shelter of the Parampara. So what is the only solution which is there in especially in the Kali Yuga? Of course, in any yoga, and especially in this Kali Yuga is we have to start bhakti. Bhakti is the only hope. There is no other way. Here it is mentioned. We can what is the situation of Kali Yuga? We can understand the situation of Kali Yuga through which. So we are asking people. So we have Bhagavad Gita. It is saying that we have to surrender to Krishna. Krishna said, "You surrender unto me, and I will deliver you." But are we ready to surrender? No. Yes, some of them, some of you are already surrendered at different levels. But what about the other people outside these satsangs? Are they surrendered? No. Because why? Because the people are practically unable to surrender. They do not know how to surrender. What is surrender all about? And that's why Krishna, as Chaitanya Prabhu, has come to this material world to show what surrender is. How? So he thought, I have said to surrender, but I did not give the way to surrender. So Krishna as Chaitanya Prabhu showing what is the process of surrender through Sankirtana Yajna. So surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Krishna means achieving complete purification. To the degree we are purified, to the degree we are surrendered. So what is purification from? So purification from the anarthas. Anartha means which is not at all significant. So all the material desires which you all have, which we all carry, are all anarthas. This is a impurity. So all the material desires in our heart is a pure impurity. So when we wholeheartedly start surrendering to Krishna, the impurities start going away from Krishna, from us. So also in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is mentioned, Dhunoti Yamalam Krishna. How does Krishna enter into our heart? Through our ears. Pravishta Karana Nandriyana. So Krishna enters through our ears and into our heart, and he gives complete purity. How does Krishna enter through our ears? Means through Harikatha and through the chanting of the holy names. So Shravanam and Kirtanam are the fundamental, which Parikshit Maharaj also, Prahlad Maharaj also mentioning. And especially in this age of Kali Yuga, there are ocean of faults. So there is an ocean of faults in this Kali Yuga. So you are drowning in the ocean. So wherever you touch, you can see the water. So in this ocean of Kali Yuga, so ocean of faults, wherever you touch, it's an ocean of faults only. Ocean Nidhi. So the best thing is to chant the holy names of the Lord. So he not only in this Kali Yuga, if you see, go back, even in the Treta Yuga. So Lord Ram and Sita, through their own behavior, they showed that this place, this bhumi, is not fit for the devotees to stay. As you see, so when Ram was being coronated, because of the mantra, he was banished from this kingdom. So when he went to the forest, Ram and Sita and Lakshmana went into the forest. What happened to Sita? Ravana kidnapped Sita and took her as captive in the Lanka and threatened to kill or eat her alive. You can see how Sita was struggled in, how Rama was suffering in this world. So he got Sita back after killing Ravana. What happened? So Sita was sent to Agni Pravesha to show her purity. The story did not end there. So when after entire Agni Pravesha was happened, then Ram accepted Sita and we went to Ayodhya. What happened there? So in the future, in the coming times, because of a washerman, Sita was banished by the Lord Ram. It's not banishment. Ram sent Sita to Valmiki ashram, and Sita in the lone forest has to survive herself and deliver Lavakusha. And after what happened? So when Lavakusha grew up and they struggled to bring Sita back to the Ayodhya, and struggle did not end there. Still, people of Ayodhya did not accept Sita as a queen because she was they were doubting the chastity of the Sita. And ultimately, what did happen? Sita said, "We cannot live in this material world. It is not fit for people who are devotees, who are auspicious or pious, to stay in this material world." And she shows the path for all of us to go back to Krishna, to escape in this material world. We are not going to get happiness in this material world because it is an ocean of fault. Whatever you do, even Sita had to go through all these things. What are we? Can we become happy? No. So it's the only way. It's the only opportunity moment. So for 10,000 years, this era is going to continue. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this Sankirtana movement and is going to go last for 10,000 years. We don't have uh, luxury to waste time. This is the opportunity moment. Perfect our life. Go do sadhana. Give priority to Krishna consciousness and perfect our life. Go back to Krishna. Go back to Godhead. Then we are not going to get any happiness in this material world. Chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is a potent way always, and especially in this Kali Yuga. And this is for a devotees who are trying to go back to Krishna. But what is the role of a preacher? Those who have accepted the task of spreading the Hare Krishna mantra in full Krishna consciousness should take this opportunity to deliver. This 10,000 years is an opportune moment even to deliver all the fallen souls from this material existence. That's why Chaitanya Prabhu was always insisting on preaching. Bharata bhumite hoye janma sarthaka kori karo parapakar. Having taken birth in Bharata Bhumi, we have to be compassionate to ourselves, learn this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam to all of us, and to deliver this preach to all these people. And how we should do this? Very sincerely. This is very much important. What does sincerely means? So sincerity in preaching means adhering to the teachings of what Srila Prabhupada has given us. Do not invent new things. Of course, we can give examples according to time, place, and circumstances, but the essence should be in line with the teachings of the Parampara, especially Srila Prabhupada. You have to read Srila Prabhupada books. Books are the basis. So I preach accordingly. That is what is called sincerity in preaching. Then Param Vijayata Sri Krishna Sankirtana. The glory of Sankirtana movement is given. Because why Sankirtana movement is glorious? Because of Cheto Darpana Mata. It gives the change of the heart. To cleanse the heart, core of the heart, which is full of misunderstanding, is possible only through Sankirtana movement. In this yuga, there is no Harinama eva kevalam, Harinama eva kevalam, Harinama kalo nasteva gatirangita. The material world is characterized by, you can see, if we should, a devotee, preacher should be compassionate. You can see this material world is struggling for the existence, survival of the fittest. In our MNC cultures, what we have seen, all these things, everything is a struggle. So a preacher should be compassionate towards the struggle of these materialistic people. And simply by hearing Bhagavad Gita and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one becomes purified. We have to give we are not going to deliver. We don't have the sufficient capacity to deliver the people. But only thing we can do is to give opportunity for the other people to rectify their lives, to read Bhagavad Gita and the chanting of the holy names. So that is what the process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So anyone would like to read the only translation of the text 24?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. O Maharaj Parikshit, subduer of all enemies, after Lord Brahma finished speaking to demigods, he took them with him to the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is beyond this material world. The Lord's abode is on the island called Shvetadvipa, which is situated in the ocean of milk. Purport.
It's okay, ma'am. So purports from here are very big, sir. We'll take time. We'll read only the translation.
Yes,
So,
please.
thank you so much. So here in this purport, Brahma is taking all the devatas to the Svetadvipa or the ocean of the milk, which is situated, which is Svetadvipa. So here Maharaj Parikshit is addressed as Arindama. Arindama means subduer of all the enemies. So not only the enemies externally, it is the enemies internally. Sometimes we see in the olden movies, you might be seeing Raja the Raja, Maharaja. Sometimes we say Raja and sometimes we read Maharaja. So what is the difference between Raja and Maharaja? We say Parikshit Maharaj. We don't say Raja Parikshit. So what is the difference between Raja and Maharaja? So Raja is the one who conquers the external enemies. Maharaja is the one who conquers the internal enemies. And Parikshit Maharaj and all the devotees, they conquer the internal enemies, which are lust, anger, and greed. In Bhagavad Gita, we all know the lust, anger, and greed are the gateways to hell. So no one can surpass the force of the death. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit, while fully alive, wanted to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj understood that he is not going to live. We all, whatever, how much science can advance, but they cannot conquer the death. You may increase the expectancy of life from 60 years to 100 years or 1,000 years. But at one moment, at one point of the time, we all have to leave it. We cannot stop death. So what we all have to do? We all have to hear and understand Srimad Bhagavatam. If you are not read Srimad Bhagavatam, please open it. Read Bhagavatam from page 1 to the page N, last page. It can be done in 5 years. If you allot half an hour daily to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you can complete it in 5 years of time. Read Bhagavatam. Attend Bhagavatam sessions. Come to the satsangs. He is consequently addressed here as Arindama. Then any devotee who follows these things can become a Arindama. And here another word is Surapriya is mentioned about. He is especially inclined to his devotees. Ye bhajanti to maam bhaktya mai te to charabhyam. There are two kinds of the men. There are only two kinds of the people. Either one is a devatas, or the devas. So devatas or suras are the devotees of the Krishna. They understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, And one who doesn't understand that Supreme Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is an Asura. So you can see, in the case of Hiranyakashipu, he knows all the philosophy, but he did not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedesya sarve ahameva vedo Vedanta krit veda vidya. He knows all the Vedas. He's a Brahmana by himself, but he did not accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Asura means you don't accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are you are a Devata when you accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what is being explained over here. Text number 25. Anyone would like to read the translation of the text 25?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Deva.
Text 25, translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There, at Shweta Dvipa, Lord Brahma offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he had never seen the Supreme Lord. Simply because Lord Brahma had heard about the Supreme Personality of Godhead from Vedic literature, with a fixed mind, he offered the Lord prayers as written or approved by Vedic literature. Hare Krishna.
So you can see over here, Brahma, the most important thing is Brahma, he himself has never seen Supreme Personality of a Godhead by his own eyes. Of course, during the creation, that's a different story. But later, he did not see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as face to face. But how did he communicate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Simply because Lord Brahma had heard about the Supreme Person. This is the way of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by way of hearing from the right sources. So each and every word is an SSR session, if you remember. Belief in the scriptures, belief in the authority, oral reception. You remember, right? So each and every word over here is an SSR session for all of us. So you cannot see Krishna face to face. You have to understand Krishna by our own ears through a bona fide devotee like Brahma from the Vedic scriptures with fixed mind. And what you have to do, offer prayers. The prayers should be offered and approved and written. So as a devotees, so we are not we sadhakas, we are not capable to write prayers. So by the way of reading Gajendra prayers, Brahma's prayers, Kunti prayers, which are all authorized by Krishna, we can also pray towards Krishna. So here in the purport, it's clearly mentioned that they cannot, all devatas cannot, and Brahma cannot see Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. And what to speak of all of us seeing? People ask, right? Show me God, then only I believe. It is foolishness. We cannot even see our chief minister without any permission. But how can we see Krishna with our naked eyes? No. So Brahma Samhita says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So we have to see Krishna through the prema. How? So by the way of service. So Sevonmukhahi Jihvado Swayam Eva Spuratadeha, Krishna says. So when we do the service starting with the mouth, then only I will reveal myself to you. You cannot understand me by your blunt senses. So Sevonmukhahi Jihvado, how do you do service? By eating prasadam, by talking about Krishna, by chanting those holy names. When we do all these things, we can understand Krishna as he is. So we get experience by directly seeing or by hearing. If it is not possible to see someone directly, we can hear about him from the authenticity itself. So ears are the most important organs in our body. This is the last organ which is going to die. So we have to hear about Krishna from it. It is not necessary for one to see. So for here, if you ask about one example, let me hear. Where is that? Our sensory perception is always incomplete. We can see the four defects of our senses. Our senses are imperfect, which is cheating propensity. Therefore, even if we see God, we are not able to understand Him. When Krishna was on the earth, many people saw Him, but could not understand. Duryodhana say, Dhritarashtra saw, all the Kauravas saw Krishna. Did they understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No. So all the Kauravas did not understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But how did Rukmini understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Rukmini did not see Krishna. Rukmini heard about the glories of Krishna and she fell in love with Krishna. And you see, you know how she wrote the first love letter to Krishna, and she achieved the love of Krishna. So by these examples, we have to understand that the seeing Krishna doesn't mean that we love Krishna. Oh, we have to hear about Krishna. This is a avajanati ma muda manasin tanmasita. In our Krishna consciousness, we do not allow any song. Prabhupada is saying that you should not play any other filmy songs in the temples. The only authorized songs, two authorized songs are Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, and other mantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare. Of course, we can sing the bhajans of the great devotees like Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Narottama Das. Those are also allowed. But primarily, these two songs are only authorized. Text number 26. Anyone would like to read text number 26?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll read quickly.
Yes, Maharaj, please.
Translations and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 26. Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Lord, O changeless, unlimited Supreme Truth, you are the origin of everything. Being all-pervading, you are in everyone's heart and also in the atom. You have no material qualities. Indeed, you are inconceivable. The mind cannot catch you by speculation, and words fail to describe you. You are the supreme master of everyone, and therefore you are worshipable for everyone. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madam. So from here, Brahma is describing the various attributes of a Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this 26th sloka, here the Lord's transcendental qualities are explained. What are the transcendental qualities explained over here? One is changeless. Second is eternal truth. He is the absolute truth. He is unlimited. He is the original source of everything. He is in everyone's heart. Invisible as if in a cave. He is always in the as Paramatma in our heart, but we do not realize. Without material qualities and inconceivable. So he doesn't have any material quality. He has a spiritual quality. He is inconceivable for ordinary people, but conceivable only through or from the asastras, from a bona fide devotee. He is beyond the reach of the mind and words. So he cannot completely describe about Krishna. So even Anantashesha is failing to glorify Krishna. So many forms, so many names he is glorifying, but still it is not ever complete. So how can we understand Krishna? My respects unto that and the unsurpassable master to everyone, the most worshipable Lord. So here in the Sharpat, Srila Prabhupada gives about he compares the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Jiva. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is eternal, and similarly, the living entities who are parts and parcels are also eternal. Mamevamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sanatana, eternal, and individual living entities are also eternal. The difference is that Krishna or God is supremely eternal, whereas eternal individual souls are minute. And so, if, for example, if you give son of a human is a human, right? Son of a human cannot be any animal. Of course, not talking about the animalistic propensities. Some of son or a child of a human is always a human. But what is the difference between the father and the son, or a mother and the daughter? The mother or father parent is in the supreme knowledge, and children are in the smaller knowledge, isn't it? So similarly, we are all same in the quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because we are all amsas of the Supreme Lord. But with respect to the quantity, we are not unequal. We are minute fragmental parts. We have a tendency to fall into the Maya. That's what is we can explain about in this whole purport. All the Vedic mantras or Supreme mantras are included in this verse spoken by Lord Brahma. For Brahma and his followers, the Brahma Sampradaya understand the Supreme Personality of God through the Parampara. Evam Parampara Prantam Imam Rajasya Viduhu. This is what explained. We have to understand about Krishna and through the Parampara, and especially from the Brahma, because we are all followers of the Brahma Sampradaya. We have to gain understanding through the words of our predecessor. As the demigod, this is an instruction given by Srila Prabhupada to all of us. As the demigod follow Lord Brahma to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we also have to follow the authorities of the Parampara system to understand the Supreme Lord. Text number 27. Anyone would like to read translation? Krishna, anyone would like to read translation? Shall I continue?
Krishna,
Yes, Subharav. Yes.
27 translation, right, Prabhu?
Yes, 27 translation.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead directly and indirectly knows how everything, including the living force, mind, and intelligence, is working under his control. He is the illuminator of everything and has no ignorance. He does not have a material body subject to the reactions of previous activities. And he is free from the ignorance of partially and materialistic education. I therefore take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, who is eternal, all pervading, and as great as the sky, and who appears in 6 opulences in 3 yugas, Satya, Trayata, and Dwapar Yuga. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here, the Lord's omniscience is being described over here. So the first thing is the Lord has a full knowledge of the jivas, prana, mind, intelligence, and ego. So if you see, our Srimad Bhagavatam started with Janmadhyasya Teho and where Itaras Chateshu Abhignaswarat. So the Lord is the origin of all emanations and he directly or indirectly knows everything. He is all knowledgeable. Therefore, the Lord is addressed as Vipaschitam, one who is full of knowledge or one who knows everything. The second thing what Lord's omniscience was mentioned over here is he illuminates the senses and the sense object. He gives knowledge to the senses and sense object. He is always awake and has no ignorance. By the way, by the word called anidram. Anidram means he is always awake and ignorance. So nidra means ignorance. Anidra means away from ignorance. How he is always awake and free from ignorance? Bhagavad Gita 15.15 says, Matta Smritis Jnanam Apohanam Cha. It is the Lord who gives intelligence to everyone and who causes everyone to forget. He is the one who is giving intelligence. That means he is the one who is intelligent person. There are millions and millions of living entities and Lord gives them directions. Therefore, he has no time to sleep and he is never in ignorance of the activities. So he has to maintain all the people. So in Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, so there are so many planetary systems, and he has to maintain all the planetary systems. Naturally, we don't have any. After all, if you see our life, we are holding tiny position and we are losing sleep, right? In our day-to-day activities, there is no sleep, reduced sleep. But how can Lord sleep with all these responsibilities? And he is called Triyugam because he appears in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. And people think that he doesn't appear in the Dwapar Yuga, sorry, Kali Yuga. Krishna appears in Kali Yuga as Chinna Avatara as a devotee. Krishna Varna, Disha Krishna, Sangopangasa, Parshudam as a devotee. Text number 28. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to read text number 28? Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay. Text number 28. In the cycle of material activities, the material body resembles the wheel of the mental chariot. The 10 senses, 5 for the working, 5 for working, and 5 for gathering knowledge, and 5 for life airs within the body they form with the 15 spokes of the chariot wheel. The three modes of the material nature, called goodness, passion, and ignorance, are at the center of the activities. And the 8 ingredients of the nature, earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego, comprise the rim of the wheel. The external material energy moves this wheel like electrical energy. Thus, the wheel revolves very quickly around the hub or the central support, the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the super soul and the ultimate rule. We offer our respectful obeisance. The entire Vedic philosophy is condensed into this sloka. So, what is that? These material activities. What are the material activities? Birth, old age, and disease. So, samsara chakram. Birth, death, old age, and disease. This is a samsara chakra. So, here it is the samsara chakra is being mentioned. It's a mental chariot. The mind is a chariot, and the samsara is the chariot wheel. The 10 senses, 5 for the working, and 5 for the gathering knowledge, and 5 life airs within the body are the 15 spokes. The spokes of the chariot. Have you visited the Konark temple? You see the chariot, right? The chakra. The 15 spokes are the chariot wheel. Sorry, all these are life airs. The three modes of the material nature are the center of its activities. So three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance are the center of our all mind. 8 ingredients are, so we need some ingredients. These are eight ingredients. Earth, water, all these things. And most importantly, the material energy moves like a wheel, like electrical energy. So material energy, the Maya Shakti is our the electrical energy making the wheel to move it. And ultimately, we should not forget this. The wheel revolves very quickly around the central hub. The entire, all these things are dependent on the central hub of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we think that we are the Ahankara, Vimudatma, Kartaham, Iti Manyate. You remember the sloka, right? So we think that we are the doers. But it is ultimately the three modes of material that is doing it. They are under the control of the Supreme Personality of God. Maya Dakshena, Prakriti, Suyate, Charachara. These three modes are in the control of the Supreme Personality of God. So central spoke, which you see, the axle, is the Supreme Personality of God, which we should not forget about. Text number 29. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in the pure goodness, the Sattva, and therefore he is Ekavarna, the Omkara Pranava. Because the Lord is beyond the cosmic manifestation, which is considered to be the darkness, he is not visible to the material eyes. Nonetheless, he is not separated from us by time or space, but he is present everywhere. Seated on his carrier, Garuda, he is worshipped by means of mystical yogic power by those who have been achieved freedom from agitation. Let us all offer respectful obeisance unto him. So Brahma is saying that he is he is in a Suddha Sattva, pure goodness. So we all have to transcend these three modes of material nature to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is called Ekavarna, Omkara. So in that, I think in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he said, I am the Pranava mantra, Omkara. So here, the yogic worship of the Lord is given mention. You can see how the yogis meditate. They say Om, right? The Omkara mantra is nothing but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sound vibration of the Supreme. And in the elsewhere in the purport of this, Srila Prabhupada mentions that this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is also non-different from the Omkara. Omkara is an impersonal representation of the sound vibration, and Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a personal representation of the Krishna. So we all have to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We are also actually chanting the Omkara, which brings us from the mode of ignorance. Therefore, the Supreme Person of Godhead is beyond the darkness and action. So how do I yogic? By worshipping the Lord, one can easily overcome his Maya. So we all all the scientists, philosophers are trying to materialists are trying to go beyond this material world, but it is not possible, right? So by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead alone can subdue the effects of Maya. Then only we can go back to Krishna. By our own effort, we cannot do it. Text number 30. No one can overcome the Supreme Personality of Godhead illusionary energies of Maya, which is so strong that it bewilders everyone, making one lose the sense of to understand the aim of life. The same Maya, however, is subdued by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who rules everyone and who is equally disposed towards all living entities. Let us offer her. So why do we do mistakes? Like Indra is also committing mistakes. Why is that? Because they are in the three modes of the material nature, and they are under the control of the Maya, and because of that, we all lose. The most important thing is to understand the aim of life. What is our aim of life? Not to become a millionaire, billionaire, the famous person. No. Our aim of life is to go back to Godhead, to Krishna, to serve Krishna. The living entities have forgotten that the aim of life is go back to home, back to Godhead. So we are thinking that we can go back by our own efforts. We can conquer Maya. But no, Maya cannot be conquered because it is the energy of the same Krishna. So which is so strong that it bewilders everyone. But only one who can subdue the power of Maya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We all have to worship the Supreme Personality of God. That's what Brahma is saying to the Devata. So we all have to follow the same thing. We all have to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna alone. So the last sloka of the day. Text number 31. Since our bodies are made of Sattva Guna, we, the demigods, are internally and externally situated in the goodness. All the great saints are also situated in that way. Therefore, if even we cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is to be said of those who are most insignificant in their bodily constitution, being situated in the modes of passion and ignorance? How can they understand the Lord? Let us offer respect to them. The same thing is being explained. Brahma, the Devatas who are in the mode of goodness cannot not understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is the chance for all of us? You see the Brahma Vimohan Leela in Indra's fall downs, all these things. You can see they are actually in the mode of goodness. But we are even lower in the mode of passion and ignorance. So what is the condition? What is the fate of all of us? How can we understand Krishna? Atheists and demons cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although He is situated within everyone. For them, the Lord appears in the form of death, only the form of death. Atheists can understand, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mrityu Sarvastaham. At the time of death, they return to the so-called, to use their so-called scientific knowledge and philosophical speculation to deny this cannot work. Even if atheists say, I don't believe in Krishna, okay, let it be. But can they conquer that death? No. Krishna comes in the form of a death. Here, an example of Hiranyakashipu was given. He is a first-class atheist. If anyone atheist worship, it is Hiranyakashipu. They can put Hiranyakashipu as their image. They can do arti, but still they cannot. When Lord Narasimhadeva appeared in order to kill him, Hiranyakashipu's atheistic principles could not save him. Lord Narasimhadeva killed Hiranyakashipu and took away all his powers, influence, and pride. Atheistic men, however, never understand how everything is created. They don't know how they are creating it, but they do not know how it is being destroyed. Therefore, to gain this understanding, the demigods headed by Lord Brahma offered a respectful obeisance. The only way we can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead is through hearing from a bona fide devotee like from the proper Sampradaya through scriptures called Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in the association of the devotees. And there is a process called Sevanmukhahi Jihvado by the process of Sravanam and Kirtanam. So talk about Krishna, eat the Krishna Prasada, and chant the holy names. By doing this sincere service, without offending any Vaishnavas, we can get the ultimate result, Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. If there are any offenses that I have committed, please forgive me for all of that. If anything wrong I have done in this, please forgive me for all that. In the interest of the time, I had to run through all the beautiful purpose. The entire purpose are very beautiful. I took only few portions in the interest of the time. I hope you understand this, and please forgive me. If there are any questions, any clarifications, any additions that you want to make, now it's the time open for all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Wonderful session.
Hare Krishna, Madam. Thank you for your association. Any other?
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So I think if there are no questions, shall we end up session over here?
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu. Pranam.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you so much for all of your in-depth association.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranams.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna Swapnaval. Hare Krishna
Thank
Sundari
you.
Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sastra.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna
so much.
Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you for
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
class.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna.